For us at Eastern Airlines, taking 10 Little League champs from San Juan to meet their big league champ in Pittsburgh is one of the most important things we do. And because people are important to us, more people fly with us than any other airline in the free world but one. Eastern Airlines, the wings of man.
Hey, Catfish. Hey, Dwight. That curveball of yours, how did you get it to drop so far?
Let me show you, kid. First, you take a cold Diet Pepsi. Icy cold. Then you slide your fingers down the side. And then let her rip.
Hey, Catfish. That's illegal.
Not for me, kid. I'm retired.
Diet Pepsi, the one-calorie choice of a new generation.
Go. Go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A very pleasant good evening to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to Reach Out with Ray and Steve and Robbie. And this is our first show of year 2023. This is the show where baseball meets music, where the Dodgers meet the Yankees, and we all come together for community. And I'm out here in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're having a beautiful day in the neighborhood today. We're going to go play some catch with my grandkids. Hold on a second here. Here you go, buddy. Let's see if I can do my good catch. All right, everybody, get ready. Come on in, Ray Negron and Steve Acaro. Where are you guys? Let's party, baby.
All right, Robbie, and on behalf of BronxNet, Happy New Year to everybody. It's our first week of the season, our first show of the season.
That's right.
I guess this is season number 5 for us now.
Season number 5. Reach Out with Robbie, Ray, and Steve on BronxNet, cable, radio.
Wait a minute.
Oh, Ray, Robbie, Steve, or Steve, Robbie, Ray. I even get confused.
Hey, Robbie, did you tell him to do that, Robbie?
I thought it was supposed to be with Robbie and those other two guys.
I thought you were Sandy Koufax, actually, with that little boy.
Hey, I'm the right-handed Sandy Koufax.
You got a good throw there, Robbie.
You've gone from...
He can't get over
Wait
this.
a minute.
He can't get over
Wait
this.
a minute. Robbie Robinson has gone from Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Now, I don't see Robbie Robinson. I see Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons featuring music director Robbie. And now he's come on to the number 1 show in New York, and he's jumped right on top and raised to the curb as usual.
Hey,
right there.
Well,
you said the number 1 show in New York. Hey, Ray, this is also we're down in Nashville, Tennessee. We're the biggest show in Nashville, baby. This is the South.
That's right.
That's
right.
You got away with words, Robbie.
There we go. You look nice and relaxed. How's the weather there?
Man, it's 65 degrees. Look at this.
It's beautiful.
Okay.
I mean, I'm on my back porch out here in Nashville, but I'm ready to, as soon as the show's over, I got to go catch a plane and head back to California.
For the people in the Bronx, we have a big audience in the Bronx today. And Robbie Robinson, as you well know, is a part of that beautiful rock and roll conglomerate, Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, for 40 some odd years. And
45 now.
45 years.
45 years.
Okay.
Wow.
And it's just great that we can have such an icon in music with us. And Robbie, I'm always proud. And I'm glad that the people in the Bronx get to feel that, because in the Bronx, Robbie, so you know, one of the biggest movies of all time here is the movie called Goodfellas.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons for that is because Lorraine Bracco always says, "Who do you think you are, Frankie Valli or somebody?"
Exactly. And you know, the character that Joe Pesci played was named Tommy DeVito, who was the original guitar player, one of the original Four Seasons, named an honorarium after Tommy DeVito.
That's unbelievable.
Well, yeah. I know 2022 just passed and 2023 just started, but we have to, and there you go. Happy New Year, Robbie. That's a beautiful picture there. And you're looking proud. Happy New Year from the New York Yankees. and Happy New Year from the Los Angeles Dodgers.
He got a card from the Yankees.
I
don't even get a damn card from the Yankees.
I don't know.
You did?
Robbie. He showed
Hey,
up.
how many years do you have to be with the Yankees to get a card, Ray?
50
How
years,
many
I
years
still
have
don't
you
get
been
a
with them now?
50 years, I still don't get a card.
And Robbie's never done one show
Well,
in New York. He's everywhere else.
I used to get a card. I don't get one anymore.
I don't know, but we have to pay tribute to a couple of people. First of all,
Yes.
if you watch Monday Night Football, DeMar Hamlin, a vicious hit, and the world, the country is looking to this young man. He's battling his life now on a respirator in Cincinnati Hospital, and the NFL did it right. Our prayers.
Well, Steve, I'm going to stop you right there and say, yes, the NFL and sports did it right. And if the rest of the world can take an example out of that and worry the people that are getting killed in the streets or in the situation overseas, the war going on, the little babies that are getting killed and limbs are being dropped all around the streets, the way we worry about this young man is the way we should be worrying about everybody around the world.
And maybe this is a wake-up call. Maybe this is a wake-up call for all of us.
If enough people have the courage to, in essence, compare.
Mm-hmm. Like the 24 young
Robbie, wait, I want to hear what Robbie has to say about that.
All life is precious, and we need to worry about. First of all, we don't need to worry about anything. I'm a big anti-worry guy. We don't worry about anything, but we have concern and we have compassion for every life.
Yes.
As well, people, their thoughts and prayers go out to this young man who's done a lot of charitable efforts on his own. He continues to shine the light on all of us, and maybe there's a wake-up call, because what we've been doing all along, you've been doing for 50 years, is to really reach out to the community and people that are struggling and challenged in all walks of life. We also lost the Pope right before New Year's. That was a really a situation where he really demonstrated the love and the bridging of people together internationally. So 1927 to 2022, we lost Barbara Walters, legendary journalist and reporter. 1929 to 2022. What a career she had. And we also lost Pele, international superstar, but he wasn't not just on the soccer field, but he demonstrated love internationally, and he had no grudges or hatred in his body. He connected with people in such a big way. And before you guys comment on it, we have a little video tribute to Pele that we want to show a little bit instrumental. Let's check it out. Pele, international hero, demonstrated love on and off the field, 1940 to 2022. We lost a whole bunch of people. Robbie, what's your thoughts about the Pope, Barbara Walters, and Pele?
Well, the Pope, a great man of God. We sorry to lose him, but he's in a better place. He knows that. We know that. And Barbara Walters, what a great career she has had. She's touched. Everybody knew Barbara Wawa. And I mean, when you're mocked on Saturday Night Live, you know you've made it. And then, just like, by the way, in that context, just like Ray's son was mocked on Saturday Night Live a couple weeks ago, the baby whisperer.
There we go.
And then Pele, I mean, what an athlete. And I'll tell you something bizarre. I dreamed about Pele last night. I dreamed I was sitting on the porch and he was in the street playing soccer. So I don't know,
Wow.
but Pele was an amazing, amazing, amazing human. And he took his platform. Talk about an athlete. Just amazing. And when he was in his height, he was like the Babe Ruth of soccer.
No doubt. No doubt. From Brazil, he came into New York area for the Cosmos, and everything was Pele. And he demonstrated class from day one. He bridged different communities together, and he gave back. Just like it's 50 years for a couple of anniversaries for Roberto Clemente. Unfortunately, we lost him 50 years ago, kind of to this year. He passed away. Great humanitarian, giving food back to other people. But he had his 3,000th hit, jumped on an airplane, and that's when it went down. He was off to deliver food and supplies to people in need in South America. Ray, what's your thoughts about Roberto Clemente?
Hey, he lived the way we're all supposed to live. And that's all I have to say. I'm the great Roberto Clemente, the great one. He used to say, I don't have a nickname, but he did have a nickname. He was called the Great One. And for that and other reasons, I'm very proud that I got the chance to wear a Pittsburgh Pirate uniform.
That's right. And that was what he did for baseball, what he did for the world, right up there with anyone. And Robbie, what's your recollections of Roberto Clemente? Because he played against your Dodgers back in the day and just a superstar.
One of the great things, all Dodger fans dream that, Roberto Clemente was signed to the Dodgers at one time or going to be signed. I forget all the details.
Robbie,
but it didn't play out.
Roberto Clemente was signed by the Dodgers in 1955. And here's the irony of ironies. He was signed in 1955 by the Dodgers. And the guy that signed him was the guy that signed me some 40 years, 30 years later.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So the
So you got 1 out of 2. Is that what you're saying? That's 500 batting average.
No. Together they had 3,000 major league hits.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
There we go. If you do the math, right?
That's right. Very good.
But you know what? And isn't it great? Isn't it great that MLB now has a Roberto Clemente Award? That is so great and so worthy of his legacy, because as a player, he was fabulous, but as a humanitarian, he was even greater.
A true understand. Listen, you talk about a guy who at that time met with Martin Luther King to help see what he could do.
Right.
Okay, that's a Latin guy who they thought was not so smart only because of the language thing. And you're talking about a guy who served 6 years in the Marine Reserve.
That's right.
Okay.
Wow.
That's right.
Well, we got a little clip of his 3,000th hit. Our youngsters out there to the legacy of Roberto Clemente. Let's check out that hit real quick.
Matlack on the 0-1. Bobby hits a drive into the gap in the left center field. There she is. Just for a double. Papers flying, everybody standing. A double for Roberto.
A great moment in baseball, and then we lost him suddenly, shortly thereafter. And we also have another 5-year anniversary. George Steinbrenner and crew bought the New York Yankees in 1973 from CBS for about $10 million. And that signing actually set up the whole thing for this guy over here, baseball, and a lot of great talent to New York during his time in pinstripes and owning the New York Yankees. What do you think of that day, Ray?
Oh, it was one of the most important days of my life and so many others. And and we wouldn't be enjoying baseball the way we do, me and Robbie Robinson and others, if it wasn't for George Steinbrenner and his angst to win.
Right. In 1973, he came from Ohio, and $10 million seems like a steal right now, right?
Wow. $10 million for the Yankees. Amazing.
Can you imagine that? $10 million.
You know, the funny thing is, the year before, he tried to buy the Cleveland Indians and was turned down.
Oh, okay.
And so, in essence, if he doesn't buy, if he buys the Cleveland Indians, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
That's right. We'd be doing the show from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Another 50-year anniversary of the DH, Ron Blomberg, who's a great friend of yours. 50 years ago, another great superstar for the Yankees. His career got cut short from injury, but what a great guy.
Great guy, and he was the very first guy when I joined the Yankees to come over and introduce himself to me.
Okay.
It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we've had him on the show. He's a great. I think he's going to be he's at fantasy camp and spring training for the Yanks. And what a great guy. He was on a recent show last night on Flashback Sports, and a great interview by Dave and Gil last night. But he's been a great friend of yours for a long, long time. And speaking of 50-year anniversaries, Robbie, this guy, 50 years in baseball. Can you believe that? 1973. Let's keep this train going. 50 years.
That's congratulations, young man. I can't believe it.
Thank you. Me neither. I didn't think I'd make it.
That's fantastic. 50, a half a century.
A half a century. And what he's done on the field, in the clubhouse, running errands, helping people in the community, advocating for others, bringing people together, bringing stars to play for the Yankees behind the scenes. This guy has been transcended so much goodwill for those years that we're friends and we're doing these things together.
Well, I'm more proud to be the friend of the two of you, okay? Because you two guys are what I want to be when I grow up.
Yeah, well, you're still growing up.
That's the secret.
That's the secret. But 50 years is 50 years, right, Robbie?
That's fantastic.
Well, Robbie
what was it like
because he's been over 50 years in music.
Yeah.
When you used to give Babe Ruth the bats as a bat boy, what was it like? What did he say to you?
He said, "We're going to get together after the game, kid."
I bet you and him must have been party animals back.
I can't talk about that, Robbie, please.
That's right. And we have the old Yankee Stadium behind us and the old baseball bat there. Everybody met there, get their tickets to meet people, to carpool together. They all met at that bat, right?
That was it. You pick up your date right there. Yeah.
That's right. But, we're going to have a new segment. We're going to celebrate 50 years of celebration of Ray Negron in baseball from here on out. There's going to be a book at the end of the year based on his 50 years in baseball. So we are going to have a segment on each show. And our first segment is going to be called Stop the Bus, because this guy, he has stories like no other. And there's a story with Catfish Hunter out there. And before we bring in Todd Hunter, Catfish's son, Ray, tell us about the story, Stop the Bus.
What happened was we just finished a game in Tampa, in St. Petersburg, actually, and we were back to Fort Lauderdale. This is where we were in those days. We trained in Fort Lauderdale. So in those days, it was only like two guys working the clubhouse, me and Pete Sheehy. And so we loaded up the bus. And I was so tired afterwards that I wasn't sitting in my usual seat. Everybody used to have their unofficial assigned seats. Okay. And this day I was not in my unofficial assigned seat. I went to the back of the bus because in those days, the buses had the thing was long, like a sofa in the back. So I went and I laid down, man, because I was dead. All of a sudden we take off. And we go down the highway, and I don't know how long we were driving, but all of a sudden, Catfish Hunter screams out, "Stop bus! Stop the effing bus!" And all of a sudden, we're screeching like off the road. Like we almost got into an accident. And everybody's screaming, "What happened? What happened? Catfish, what's wrong?" We didn't know. And Catfish says, we forgot him. We forgot Ray Negron. He's not here. And I scream like, Catfish, I'm laying back here. And Catfish goes, oh, okay, let's go.
That's great.
But the funny thing about it was Cliff Johnson, who was our DH/backup catcher, screams out, Catfish, you stopped the bus for that, MF?
Nice.
But that's such a great story because Catfish Hunter, Hall of Famer, I think he got inducted in 1987, played for those great Oakland A's teams and played for those great Yankee teams, was concerned about this guy.
Let me tell you something, Robbie.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you, and some of the players know this. I literally started crying. I started crying. I mean, the tears started coming down my eyes because I couldn't believe that the great Catfish Hunter would stop the world champions bus from me. You know,
what a great story. And this book is going to celebrate his legacy in baseball, 50 years. It's going to highlight some great stories just like that one. Before we bring Todd Hunter on, because he's waiting backstage there, we have a little clip of the A's, Catfish Hunter pitching against your Dodgers real quick, so our young viewers get a chance to see the Dodgers go down one more time. Let's check it out.
Love, yeah.
2-2 to Fergie, 2 out. 9th inning, 3-2 Oakland. Pashorek at first. Got him, and that'll do it. As the Catfish comes in and strikes out Joe Ferguson, and the Dodgers in the 9th inning settle for 1 run, a home run by Jimmy Wynn. 2 hits.
Hey, Todd Hunter.
Todd Hunter, welcome to Reach Out, Todd. Can you hear us? We have a little Wi-Fi problem. Welcome to the show, Todd. Can you hear us?
Can't hear him.
No, we're having a little technical problem.
Hopefully he can log back in and we can get him straightened out. You know, that was, of course, the great voice of the one of the greatest announcers that ever lived, and that was Vin Scully making that call, who we lost this past year too.
So Robbie, when we talk about the A's and Dodgers, A's won 3 straight World Series back then, and you had to go through Oakland to take the championship, and no one did it during those 3 years.
It was amazing that there was this home run right fielder who came over from the A's to the Yankees that kind of turned the things around for the Yankees, huh?
Yeah.
Right. And their owner, Charlie Finley, was kind of like a George Steinbrenner in his own way, right? I mean, because he did a lot of things that other owners didn't do back then.
I think that the boss took a little bit of Charlie Finley and added that with what he was.
Yeah.
And had fun with it.
That's right. That's right. Let's see if we get Todd back on. Todd, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Welcome to the show, Todd. Thank you very much. I know it's in the middle of the day.
Let me just say that I haven't seen Todd in over 40 years.
Wow.
It's been a long time, yes, because I would say it's 40 years because when my dad retired, I was 9 years old, and it's probably been that long since I've seen you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Todd, you know what? He was one of my favorites of the kids because all the kids were always in the clubhouse. You know, Todd Mercer, Todd Hunter, Roy White's son, you know, a lot of the kids. And I always played with the kids, and, you know, I always enjoyed them. And, you know, they were, you know, you guys were wonderful, Todd. And I have wonderful memories of you.
I have wonderful memories of you as well. I was like, every time I go to the Old Timers game, I always try to run into you, but you're a tough guy to catch. So maybe if I come this year, I'll be able to catch it.
Well, we'll make it a point, and I get emotional thinking about your father.
Well, I get emotional. Actually, where I'm pulled over right now, I'm in Ahoskie, North Carolina, where he actually did all the negotiations for his contract with the Yankees in 1970. So I thought that was pretty good. I was like, I happened to pull over today. I'm like, I'm in Ahoskie, North Carolina. This is where he signed his contract. Well, they did all the negotiating. I guess they signed it there in New York. But, you know, when he came over to the Yankees in 1974.
and West Indian cricket star Gary Sobers. Chaplin reportedly had...
What's that? I lost.
I was looking at the stats here. 5 world championships. Not many other people have that many.
Very true.
Very true. And he had almost 230 career wins. His ERA was, I think, 3.24 or 3.14 as a career. World champions with the Oakland A's, with the New York Yankees. But talk about him as a father, Todd, so our young viewers get to know who Catfish Hunter was.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, when he did decide to retire in '79 from the Yankees, one of the main reasons was to, come home and spend time with his family, and be there with his kids. That was something he wanted to do. So he was a great father. I was lucky to, have him from when I was 10 years old to when he passed away in 1953. But he was a great person. He loved to help people, and he would do anything to do fundraisers for people. And he also did a lot for American Diabetes Association and also for ALS.
That's right. I remember as a fan, I remember all the charitable efforts that he made. He signed that big contract with the Yankees and stuff. But also, as a psychologist, I've always welcomed those athletes or musicians or people that do things on and off the field or beyond the music. And your father was one of those people that you admired as a young boy. You admired him because it was not just the baseball, it's what he meant for family, what he showed about other people. I always saw him around kids. We showed a commercial. We have another commercial we're going to show. He's always around kids, mentoring and helping people that were disadvantaged at times. And I think that's what I remember your father mostly.
Yep. Like I said, he loved to help people. And I know Ray can probably attest to this when he was talking about Pete Sheehy and different helping out, in the clubhouse. My dad used to love to stay and help out in the clubhouse and do things, with Nick Friori and Pete
Nick
Sheehy
Friori, yes.
and all them.
Yeah.
He would do, he would stay and he would wait and take them to go out to dinner. And, he was just a down to earth human being. He loved everybody. Even when they bought Reggie over, he had great stories from playing with Oakland with him, but he was a great person. He loved everybody. Everybody loved him, and he wanted to help out any person in any way he could. That was the kind of person he was.
Hey, Catfish Hunter, and I'm going to say that I'm putting this on record. Catfish Hunter was the most honest human being that I probably have ever known in baseball. Honest. If you asked him a question, he told you the truth. And a big thing about that, the reason I say that was when Billy Martin wanted Reggie down in the playoff game of 1977 in Kansas City, Billy asked Catfish, you've been around this guy for a long time. Forget about the scouting reports, Billy said to Catfish. Today we got split off. Can Reggie hit split off? And Catfish said, not with a paddle. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. And Billy said, I heard enough. And that never comes out. Wow. And that never comes out. But that was the honesty of it because it was about the team first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And everything worked. Hey, as we say from a biblical standpoint, everything happens for a reason because Reggie came on later in the game, got the big hit, and went on to become Mr. October.
Wow, that's right.
There you go.
And Todd, we start off this little segment with your father concerned about Ray because he possibly missed a bus in Florida, and he was actually on the bus. But the concern he had for Ray at that time, who was a kid, really unbelievable.
Yeah, like I said, he was a very caring person, and like I said, I don't know anybody that really did not get along with him. He got along with pretty much about all of his ball players that he ever played with, from Oakland to New York, and he got to know, a ton of other athletes that played all those years he was there. So, again, like I said, we definitely miss him. He's definitely was a great person, and I love hearing Ray's stories because I know he got some good times in that clubhouse. Because I mean, just me as a 9 or 10-year-old hanging around here, and that was always fun to get to see all these ball players and play with the other kids. But I know he's got a lot of great memories, and I love following him on Instagram and seeing all the great stories he tells these days, and it just makes me laugh, and it makes me happy that he's carrying on the memories of some of these ball players that have passed away now. And that's really good. And I feel honored to be asked to even share a little bit of information today.
Wow, it's great. I remember Christmas time back then when Catfish Hunter, your father signed with the Yankees. It was like the best Christmas present you can get as a little boy. Catfish Hunter coming home from the A's to join the Yankees as a Yankee fan. It doesn't get better than that. But you're in pharmaceuticals. I know your wife is a pharmacist. Talk about the work that you got into so people know a little bit about yourself.
For me, I'm in pharmaceutical sales. I work for Boehringer Ingelheim Pharmaceuticals. Been there with them about 8 years, but been in the industry about 16 now. And then my wife's an actual pharmacist with a hospital here, the Outer Banks Hospital in North Carolina. And she's been there about 27 years. So, I've kind of gotten into, wanting to help. And actually the products that I sell are for type 2 diabetes, which my father had type 1. But, it was something for me to want to do to kind of help people because I kind of understood what it can kind of do to somebody, even though that it affected my dad later in life around when he was 32 or 33. But, and it also has helped me do a lot with, say, the American Diabetes Association locally. And we also do a lot with the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation. After he was diagnosed with ALS, we started a foundation. And my mom is on that committee. I kind of help with fundraising, but she's the one that goes to a lot of the meetings. But they also there with the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Clinic, which is actually located in Greenville, North Carolina. They have a clinic there that can help patients. So all of these patients that are helped are not only in Greenville, North Carolina, it goes to Raleigh, which is with UNC systems and Duke hospital systems as well there. So, yeah, we definitely, being in the medical field has been, has opened my eyes a lot, helping in the pharmaceutical side, but it's also helped me to be able to try to give back to people and help them, with these diseases, whether it be type 2 diabetes or ALS, to kind of, raise funds and try to help them out in the best way you can.
And Todd, number one, I want to share with you that because of the timing of me being with the Yankees, I got to know Mrs. Garrett, okay? And she would tell me some wonderful stories about her husband.
Yeah.
And so later on, when your father got the ALS, it was so ironic that if of anybody, he was the most personality-wise like Lou Gehrig. And from my readings, how courageously your father fought is like Lou Gehrig.
Yeah. It's a very tough disease, like you said. I mean, can definitely humble a lot of people, and he took it in stride, and, he did everything he could. And, when he was officially diagnosed, when he went up to Johns Hopkins, he was still, very, upbeat and wanting to do as much as he could. And that's why we started the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation. And he would go around and talk. He got to the point, it was tough because, like you said, his main problems he was having was loss of his arm strength and his arms. And that's, that was his life, his livelihood, pitching. And where most of it started was in his right arm. And, that's what, when pitching, he was a right-handed pitcher. And, then it just gradually took over his body over time. But he stayed strong to the end. And like you said, he had the demeanor to, fight as hard as he could and as long as he could. And he did the best he could.
Robbie, this is like the heart of our show. You bring us, every time we do our show, sports, entertainment, community. And this is what it's all about, right, Robbie?
Amen. And Catfish Hunter, I mean, what a great role model for that model. And that is to use whatever platform God gives us, whatever pulpit he gives us, so to speak, to share his love through helping other people, sharing with other people, and conveying just loving thy neighbor like Catfish Hunter did with that. And obviously we lost him way, way too soon. But what a great legacy your father has left us, Todd.
Well, thank you so much. And I know I keep hearing them give you a hard time with the Dodger fans, but I know with the Yankees and with the Oakland A's, I know they played the Reds too, but I know I was like, oh, they always had to play the Dodgers. That was always a tough team to have to face.
Well, Todd, thank you for.
Ray and I've been fighting about that for our whole lives together, and so and it's all in fun. That's one of the beautiful things about baseball is that we can root for the home team. Yet it's and maybe hate with quotes, not hate for real, but really not like that other team across the field. There have been few exceptions where that hate might have been real. For example, Tommy Lasorda with Reggie Jackson. But I digress.
There we go. But just so you know, Robbie, Todd said that on his own. It wasn't in the script about the.
Oh, I thought that line.
But Todd, thank you so very much. God bless your.
Please say hi to your mom.
Yes.
Please say hi to your mom.
I sure will. And hopefully I'll get to catch you. It's nice. Thank you guys for having me and giving me this platform to share as well about my father and you guys keeping his legacy alive. Thank you very much.
Todd, he was all that and more.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, thank you so much, Ray. And thanks, guys, for having me on today.
Thank you, Todd.
Thank you, Todd. Drive safely. Todd Hunter, Catfish's son.
Wow.
Hall of Fame in 1987, but a Hall of Fame person, more importantly.
Yes.
And that, we talked about Pele earlier. Well, we have a soccer player. Her name is Lisa Caprara. She's from Tampa. We met her at the tryout. And we had to do the show earlier today because she has soccer practice tonight. Lisa, are you there?
Jesus.
Yeah. Hi. Can you hear me?
Welcome.
Hi,
so you soccer. Tell us about your soccer career.
Wow. Where do I begin? I've been playing since I was born, pretty much.
Wow.
I was inspired by.
Hold up. Let me just say this. Lisa Caprara has worked for the Yankees with the Yes Network. And she does, she does the announcing at the stadium where she introduces whatever,
very cool.
She's a Yankee, and she was working on our show in Florida called The Tryout.
Right.
And through working The Tryout is how we discovered that Lisa is a professional soccer player. She plays for the Women's Soccer League in Tampa.
Wow.
Okay,
yeah.
So she's not just some flyby mate or some chick that we were trying to pick up or something. She is a true professional athlete and a legitimate celebrity. So welcome, Lisa, to our show.
Welcome to Reach Out Freestyle with Ray. That's what it's all about sometimes.
I've been so excited all day to be on the show. I'm so thrilled to be here. And congratulations, Ray. 50 years in baseball.
Thank you.
50 years in baseball.
That's amazing.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So what are at the passing of Pele? Obviously, Pele was before your time, but you must have seen clips and read about him. What are your thoughts about Pele as a soccer player?
Role model, I was talking to a bunch of people the other day, like he'll always be remembered. He set, legacy for many individuals, young soccer players. And basically, when someone has a passion for the game, like that sticks with you for the rest of your life. You see that through other athletes' eyes. You see, I don't know how to explain it. That feeling when you score a goal, that's addicting. That's hard to find, and when you're an athlete and one day when you retire or throw in the jersey, you look for that feeling again off the field.
Sure.
It's a feeling that you can't get anywhere else. And if you can get close to it, that's good enough. But, you look for that feeling all your life. And that's kind of what I did when I ended my career at University of Tampa. So I did 5 years of college soccer. I played at 3 universities, played Division I at Hartford in Connecticut, Palm Beach Atlantic, and the University of Tampa.
Wow. Awesome.
I did 5 years of college soccer, and my dad went to every single game. I always saw him in the bleachers looking at me, and if I was playing bad, he put his sunglasses on his head. And if I was doing good, if I was doing good,
I love those little.
stay on. But yeah, so I got an internship with the New York Yankees, and I always wanted to be involved in sports. So after my soccer career was over, then I, building with the New York Yankees Foundation. I got an internship, and I was working my way up, growing within the organization because, let me tell you something, the New York Yankees have been on my TV since day one. Sunday when my mom's making her meatballs and Italian spaghetti and all that, the Yankees would be on, So I was always a Yankees fan. And then out of nowhere, this tryout came. Martin Gramatica, he was the kicker for the Cowboys and the Buccaneers.
Yes.
Won a Super Bowl and everything.
Yeah.
He announced the tryout, like a team they're making in Tampa Bay. So I actually got invited to go to the press conference to report on it. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm a soccer player. I'll try out for the team, So I just showed up to the tryout and I made the team, and I was just crazy. I was like, I didn't pack up my cleats. Yeah, I'm getting the jersey back,
Wow, yeah.
So you actually went there as a reporter, then you said, wait a minute, you stopped yourself. You said, I can do this.
Yeah, they asked me to go to the press conference, and I was interested in playing because after my last game at the University of Tampa, I never stopped going to the field. I would always go to the field and get on the line, run sprints. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed running sprints and training and just playing. There's, there's players who generally miss it. And I would cry about it because I miss playing so much. I loved it. Like, there's no other feeling like being on the field and representing, a logo on your shirt and being a part of something greater than yourself.
Right. It's a team effort. And, with Argentina winning the World Cup, that must have been exciting to watch that and how that unfolded, right?
Yes. What a game. Oh, my gosh. I'm so happy for Messi because, he left off his career on a good note. And he's a role model, for years for many people. He's a great soccer player. And that game kept going back and forth. Like, it was so exciting to watch. Oh, my gosh. It was amazing. Like, that game was awesome.
So, Lisa, we have a lot of young viewers out there, boys and girls, but as a young lady working for the Yankees, being a professional soccer player, being on the set of the tryout, what advice would you give young people out there just to go for it? Because that's what you do.
Well, you got the fans confused. Because there's the tryout that she went to in soccer.
Yes.
And then there's the
the
tryout
yes.
that she was working at. So
that's right.
Everybody, I'm getting a bunch of texts.
Yeah, it's triple threat. But tell the young people out there, what do they need to do to get their foot in the door, to put away that anxiety?
Wow. So I do a million different things. I'm a professional soccer player, digital content creator, graphics producer for Yes Network. I work with Bally Sports, cover Tampa Bay Lightning, the Rays, Orlando Magic. I'm a mindset coach. I speak to athletes on the regular, weekly. I do the in-game host for the New York Yankees, show up to Lightning games. I do a million different things, and I like to stay busy. My schedule was always busy as an athlete, so I just, once I graduated college, I always wanted to stay busy. But my advice to, younger people and everyone in the world, actually, is when you want something, go and get it. Like, it's not just going to be handed to you. You have to be a go-getter. You can't be afraid of anything because your mouth, your voice is important. And never say no to opportunities. Because when you say yes to every opportunity, you don't know what that's going to lead to.
Right.
I never said no to opportunity. I was always trying to grow in every aspect. I was trying to do as much as possible. So one day someone is going to interview you for a job and you have done it all.
Right.
Done it all. Someone can't point a finger in your face saying you can't do this. That's my biggest advice for young, athletes, people, everybody in the world. Never let somebody tell you that you can't do something. Because honestly, half the time when you're talking to somebody and they're telling you that, it's probably because they can't do it.
Right.
Well, I agree with you. And by the way, from the music world, there was a guy named Ludwig van Beethoven. You may have heard of him. And he said, I will reach out and clutch fate by the throat. And that's what you got to do.
There's so many people that will doubt you and that will try to bring you down and laugh at you and maybe even roll their eyes in your face. But me as an athlete, I like proving people wrong. I love it when somebody sits there and tells me, yeah, okay, Like, yeah, you can't do that. Look, all my life, I would say, imagine being a professional soccer player. Like, it sounded so crazy, but look at me now. I'm going to practice tonight, and I'm playing professional soccer. But I checked that off of my goals as a little kid, and I'm still not satisfied. I still want more. I still love being a part of, big organizations and growing and being around athletic teams because there's no feeling like it. There's no other feeling like it.
What about the Yankees is it that you love?
Wow. Everything. So being, the Yankees logo is the most famous logo in the world. Like, you see it everywhere you go. You see somebody that has a Yankees hat on. And it's just the family. I feel like, honestly, when I'm from New Jersey. When I moved down to Florida, I've been down here for like 6 years on my own. And, I'm from Jersey. I'm from the North. So I was sitting in my coach's office one day and I said, I'm playing soccer. I'm doing my schoolwork. I want to do more. I want a piece of home. Like, I need to feel like I'm at home because sometimes you get homesick. And I was like, the New York Yankees, they have their spring training right around the corner. Right. So once I went after that internship and I got in that stadium, I felt like I was at home. I'm looking, I was on the microphone. I'm seeing all these little boys with the Yankee hat on, the jersey, looking at Aaron Judge, Giancarlo Stanton, Nestor Cortez, Gleyber Torres, all of them, looking up to them. And I see through their eyes, I see like they want to do that one day. Like I see, I feel like I'm at home. I felt like a piece of me was at home. When I entered that stadium, I felt like this is where I belong. Like this is me. Like ever since I was born, my father's a New York Yankee fan. Like, and just the organization, I just feel like complete. I was a part of an academy when I was growing up, Players Development Academy. It's the best soccer players play on this academy in New Jersey. Very good, very high competition. I play with #1 girls in the state, 1 girls on the national team. Very competitive. And I was always proud to represent that logo on my chest. I knew what it was like to walk in high school in the hallways wearing PDA on my chest. I knew that was an honor, And I saw that through the New York Yankees too. When you have a Yankees symbol on your chest, like it's amazing. It's to be proud of. And I love.
Instead of the tryout a couple of weeks ago, I saw you with the tryout, the television show at Steinbrenner Field. I saw you with Gracie Cashman and Haley Swindell. That picture, talk about Gracie and Haley for a moment, and Brian Cashman.
So they're awesome. They work hard. The tryout, the show, that was amazing to be a part of. And Brian Cashman, I actually interviewed him months ago, last year. Now, wow, it's crazy. It's 2023. He's awesome. I had the honor to interview him. I didn't know I was going to interview him. It was very random. I saw he was in Tampa, and I kind of was there's my go-getter mentality. I was like, you know what? I want to interview Brian Cashman. I want to collect his thoughts and grow as an individual like that. And Haley was awesome. I spent the whole day with her on set. I learned a lot from her, and she was just giving me advice about, how to grow and how to just keep focus, be consistent, stay focused, and know what you want and go and get what you want.
I have a feeling you're just getting started, Lisa, and the world has not heard the last of Lisa Caprara.
Thank you very much.
And Lisa, before we let you go, your season starts in a couple of weeks, right?
Yes, home opener is January 29th. Can't wait.
And what position do you play?
I play forward and midfield. Anywhere attacking. I'm an attacking player.
Okay. And you have practice tonight. How are the practices, and how's the team look this year?
Tonight's the first practice, so it should be interesting. I'm excited. Excited to put the cleats back on, and just crazy. I never knew I was gonna be playing again. I'm very happy to be playing.
Well, we can't wait to see you play. Can you get us 3 tickets when we see you play?
There you go. He always wants a freebie. Come on.
VIP.
Oh, so there we go. See?
Nothing but the best for you guys, okay?
There we go. But Lisa, you are a role model for a lot of young people and a lot of young women, because when you play basketball or soccer or baseball after college, sometimes it just ends for women. And
most of the time,
and you took it full force, and now you're playing professional soccer. God bless you. What a great story.
I love being challenged. I don't feel complete unless I have a challenge in front of my face.
Go
Very
get
good.
it.
Very good.
Well, Lisa, thank you so very much. Get your cleats on. Get ready for practice. We'll see you down the road real soon.
Thank you so much. Enjoy. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Lisa Caprera. Unbelievable, right, Robbie?
Love it. You know, I love that kind of attitude, and that's the secret to success. And it goes back to Frankie Valli. It goes back to the Beatles. The Beatles got turned down by every record company, and they kept at it, and finally they became the Beatles. Frankie Valli is the most tenacious human being I've ever known. This guy does not quit, and that's what it takes to be successful.
Right. And you know what? It's holiday time. It's family time. You're in Nashville. I understand you did something with your grandchildren.
You know what?
Can you tell us about it?
Well, I have so much fun. As a matter of fact, my granddaughter Emma is right here. Hey, Emma, come over here. Go get your brother and sister.
Okay.
Looked at, and I'm in the backyard. That's Emma.
Hi.
And here comes.
I thought you were in the park, backyard.
We're in our.
Oh, there you go, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Yeah.
And here
You
comes
You look
Addison.
like your grandfather.
You got the
These are
greatest
three-
grandfather.
This is Addison right here.
Hello.
Hey guys, Happy New Year.
We have so much fun coming down here, and I get to hang around with my grandkids here, and we have been having a lot of fun. We flew in on Christmas Day, and it snowed on Christmas Day, and now look at it, it's 65 degrees, and we're out here in the backyard hanging out.
Beautiful.
Well, I imagine, Robbie, all the traveling you do, all the music that you put together, compose, and orchestrate, coming home to family doesn't get better than that, right?
Yeah, and we have so much fun hanging out with them. These are 3 of my 9 grandkids, and we are so blessed. And they're all here in Nashville, Tennessee. And this is my house. This is the home of Robbie Studios, RR Music Studios, South.
Okay.
Nashville,
Okay.
Tennessee. And so, I'm actually getting ready to get on a plane this afternoon and going back to LA. So I'm going to miss all these guys. But we wrote a song together, and we did a song that we recorded with Emma and Addison and their sister Cammie. Is Cammie here?
No, she's not here.
Okay.
Yes, she is.
Go get Cammie.
Okay.
So we'll get Cammie. But this song that we did, I think, is pretty darn cool. I think you guys should. Cammie and I wrote the song. Come
Really?
Here. There's another granddaughter here.
All right. Hey, how are you?
Hello.
Happy New Year. So you wrote a song with your grandfather, huh?
Sure did. Yeah.
So let's
Now,
hear it.
Cammie just graduated from Tennessee Tech, summa cum laude.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Yep. And so the world is her oyster.
Yeah.
And but we wrote a song together, and we recorded it with the 3 girls. I'll bet Anna and Carmine back there in the behind the
studio.
scenes have a video of that.
Let's
All
see.
right, let's check it out.
Take.
Doesn't matter what people say. Doesn't matter. I'm still gonna pray. Doesn't matter. It's okay. I'm still gonna praise His name. All that matters is He loves me. All that matters is He set me free. Doesn't matter. It's okay. Still gonna pray, lift Him up every day. Still gonna praise His name. All the world will never understand
Hey, very cool.
Oh,
We have one thing to say. We love the Dodgers.
Oh, there we go. Good night, guys. God bless. Happy New Year.
Good night.
Ray, congratulations. You have achieved 50 years in the same profession. That's amazing. That's right. So, very proud of you. Congratulations to you. And 50 years, brother. That's something to celebrate. Bendiciones.